What's going on, everybody? Wes here. So today we're gonna do some unboxing and unpackaging of the new in-ear monitor system that just arrived for me. So in the past, I'd been relying on not really necessarily just the floor monitors, but the house overall to listen to the sound and be able to play along and perform the songs. And there's a couple instances where it really ran into some dead spots, if you will, especially having that much loud music going on and whatnot and wearing on the hearing over time, to where it was like I was trying to just keep them to turn it up the volume, and everyone in the audience, a couple of people in the audience, especially the ones running the videos, are like, it's already way too loud, this, that, and the other. And so we're like, okay, after not knowing how to fix that, I then discovered a couple of videos on YouTube about in-ears, in-ear monitor systems, and really got into diving into it. And I was like, okay, the first thing I thought was, well, how do they work? How do you actually plug it, the electronics piece of plugging it all together? So I reached out to a couple friends of mine, and they, kind of broke everything down as to where everything gets plugged in and whatnot. So I felt comfortable enough to go ahead and order one. And so today we're going to unbox everything and kind of go over the details for how it'll definitely better help me in the future, and can help you as well, if you're in the same scenario, or if you want to get a set of in-ears yourself, and which I do highly recommend as well, mainly to save your hearing. So without further ado, the system that I bought is the Anlion S2 wireless in-ear system. So this is the transmitter. So this will be what's going to be right up by the front of the house. It's a 6-channel. I'm going to pull that up right there. It's a 6-channel. The volume knob right here is for the aux port. So this will you plug directly into this, and this is what will control the volume for this. It doesn't control the actual in-ears itself unless you have headphones on and are plugged strictly into here. And then power switch here, and two audio ports right here in the back, and then a nice little antenna. Does come with a set of standard earbuds if you aren't able to get at this point, if you're saving up to get a nice pair of actual in-ears. These will at least help you, save, if you're saving up for that along the way. They'll definitely be able to help you there. All right. Power cable, 2-prong, I want to say 9-volt. Put that there. And then the transmitter itself. So I'm going to pull that off. And then these run on AA batteries. So let me go ahead and pull this out here. Okay. So you'll unhook this, put 2 AA batteries in, slide it back in, and it clips right in place. So it won't come out. Your on-off is up top with a plug into your in-ears right here in the dead center. And then your channel select is going to be right over here on the side. So that way you can match up the channel select, and it will match up to the receiver. So that way you can tell it to put the receiver on channel 1, move this to channel 1, make sure it's in sync. And also following your instruction guide on that as well. For the in-ears, I really have to give a huge shout out to Fluff, to Ryan Bruce. He does a lot of fantastic videos for reviews and everything like that, and he did a shootout with 5 different cheaper, lower price in-ear headphone systems, and the 2 that I narrowed it down to and choosing with was this one and one other. So I went ahead and went with the C10s from CCA. Thank you, Ryan, for that video. We'll go ahead and open up these really fast. These are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Comes with an extra set of earphones, and also these are also depending on the size of the inside of your eardrum as well. There's one. And and there's two. So, and they are labeled left and right. Here's the cord right here. So these are absolutely labeled left and right, in which cable come right onto it, and you just hook them straight in. So it's going to be these two little prongs right here, and then you just hook it straight into the in-ear piece right here. So these are nice, very nice actually. I think these cost, I think they're about $40, but they're lightweight. They look very durable. They look really, the aesthetics on them are really awesome, really, really awesome. So you just take these and just plug them into your receiver, and that's it. And then just go from there, and just like I said, make sure that the channels are synced up. So for cabling, with my situation, it's different. So others typically, with any live sound, you'll hear everything that the band is playing, unless sometimes they'll play with a little bit of a backing track kind of going in the background, playing that they'll play along, so it kind of also carries the fullness of the sound. But for me being right now, stationed overseas and whatnot, I have to play everything by myself. So I have instrumental tracks of all the songs that I play live. So with that in mind, I've had two different types of houses that I've played at. One with a full PA system set up to where they can, with their own computer, run the songs through their entire sound system, including the floor monitors. But then also on the flip side of that, to where they can run it only through the outer system, and the floor monitors are nothing but the vocals, along with the house speakers being the vocals as well. And it really, really had me in that hunt and peck kind of situation before, to where I was just guessing what part of the song. You can keep tempo, you can keep time, know your song in and out, but at the end of the day, if those two aren't matching, and then you're also trying to play over top of it and trying to have certain parts of your sound from your amplifier over the top of that, like with leads and guitar solos, and then when you also start singing, and the vocals and the music are all in the same mix, it just throws it way off. So this definitely is going to definitely alleviate that. So with that in mind, I got two sets of cables. I got one 8-inch, quarter inch. Then I also got the 1/8 inch. So with this one is the quarter inch. 2-prong on one end and then single on the other. So these two right here will go into the back of the of the transmitter, and this will go into the back the back side of the mix board. And that's if you're at a venue that has its own computer setup that you can put your songs on to their hard drive and whatnot, and run everything through the system, including the floor monitors, and and everything is just handled there. Now, if you're in the setup where I'm at currently with a lot of the venues here in Japan, you're going to want the 1/8 inch, which is basically the same exact thing, except on the other end, it's like an auxiliary cable. So with this in mind, the way that I run my setup currently now, in which I do plan on doing a rig rundown eventually, a full rig rundown, the way with this setup currently at the venues is that I run a standard auxiliary cable, and this is just the one that I use in my car, for example. But I ran a standard auxiliary cable from my laptop to the mix board for the PA system, and then that runs the songs through the PA system. But that also does not alleviate the fact that the vocals, from the microphone are also running through the PA system and the floor monitors. So with that in mind, in order to not only hear the tracks in my ears, but so everyone else can hear them, I've got a standard headphone jack splitter, so that way I can run one side over to from the laptop to the mix, and then run the other side to the in-ear monitor system. And this is going to help both sets receive everything and put it in my ears and put it out to the front of the house for everyone else to hear. And I highly recommend that, especially if you're in that same scenario as well. Now, other artists, they use in-ear monitor systems to run click tracks, and not even just click tracks, but just clicks, period. So they have the entire song set up in their systems that they use, and they only have the click going. So that's all they hear is the click, and then the in-ears themselves are noise canceling, or as noise canceling as well as they can be, from the amps and drums and everything else going on at the show. So with that in mind, they use those. They hear the click, and then they play the song straight to the click. Perfectly fine. But with me, or in this situation, running everything into the system altogether, the sound, the song itself, so this will be everything minus the vocals. So the only thing I won't hear in these in-ears is my playing and my singing. But that'll be fine, because we'll gauge all the volumes and tones and levels, the mix, everything prior to the show, get all those volumes right, and that way when I know that all of those are good, I can plug in these in-ears and hear everything coming from the mix into my ears, minus vocals and guitar solos and everything that I'm playing myself, and be able to play along with that efficiently, and nothing be out of loop, out of time, or anything like that. No hunting, pecking, and guessing where I'm at in the song, like I have before. And this is definitely going to help tighten up the sound as well for the shows. And really looking forward to using these, getting them out there at my next show, scheduling those right now. But in the meantime, definitely going to be practicing with these a lot more, and looking forward to just getting closer to a show date to where I can get these out there and have a much better, well-rounded sound overall, for everyone to enjoy. that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.